Hello and welcome to Between the Skeins, where color, yarn, creativity, and chaos reigns supreme. My name is Meg. I'm a yarn dyer and your host here on this YouTube channel. And today I am kicking off something so fun, so special. It's that time of year again. It's Vlogmas. That's right. It is December. Well, almost. Technically, today is Thanksgiving, but I just finished my meal and I really wanted to sit down and lay out my plan and my intentions for December, the last month of the year, the crazy, chaotic holiday making season, and making sure that I've set aside a little bit of time each and every day for me to spend with me, my crafts, my making, and of course, all of the special little gifts that I've been saving all year long for me to open and save for December. So I'm so excited. So let's get to it. Let's jump in. So who am I? My name is Meg, and I am the yarn dyer behind the company Megs & Co. I started this yarn company back in, and I know it seems crazy that I don't know this, and that's because Megs & Co. was not always a hand-dyed yarn company. So I actually started off in 2015. So I know that date. I started off in 2015 as an Etsy shop where I sold handmade jewelry. That was crochet woven jewelry. I used a lot of silks, beaded, woven type jewelry. And I also did my own crochet accessories and sold that on Etsy. And I did a couple various craft shows and whatnot. I started to get really into making a lot of my own materials. So I started off dyeing silk ribbons and for my jewelry. And I would weave a lot of these silk ribbons into some of my different like shawl and whatnot, all the different designs that I was working on. And that just kept going into yarn. So yeah, so I started 2019 is kind of when I consider myself fully into being a yarn dyer, because that is when I no longer sold jewelry and finished goods and was only selling yarn, full stop. I did a complete rebrand. That's when, I just realized like this is what I wanted to do. This was my passion. And I really wanted to encourage other people to get into the making, and I just really loved dyeing yarn. It was just so much more fun, and I could still make the objects that I wanted to make and have the yarn too. So that is my kind of backstory for who I am, my yarn company. I am sitting in my office / yarn room. So this is where I do kind of a lot of my sit down filming when I do more kind of standard knitting podcast style videos. So this is my complete shop that's behind me. So everything that's here on this wall should be listed online, or it's going to be listed online. Sometimes I do have some collections that are in progress, especially if I have upcoming shows and whatnot. But generally, this is my shop. So I pull orders off of this wall, and I love having it displayed as a wall like this, because the shows that I do, I can pre-stage for all my shows using this wall. So it's such a great visual tool for me to not only see my inventory and be able to pull orders very easily, very quickly, but for me to also stage my booth for my shows very quickly and easily as well. I'm such a visual person, and I really need to be able to see it. I can't just be like, oh, I think I want to put green yarn here and blue yarn here. I like literally need to see it. And And plus, who doesn't want a wall of yarn in their house? Like, I love it. I love this room. Yeah, so Vlogmas. Vlogmas. I shouldn't even say Vlogmas. I should just say December. So last year was my very first year of doing Vlogmas, and I had so much fun doing it. I just loved sharing the little tiny moments of making. The holidays are crazy. December is crazy. Work is winding down. I do work full time on top of being a yarn dyer, and so there's always these end of year goals, and it's just crazy and chaotic, and everyone's taking vacation at the same time. Being a yarn dyer, it is a retail business, so it's crazy and chaotic in December. And then, of course, just with the holidays, there's just so much to do, so much shopping to do. And of course, you just want to spend as much time as you can with your friends and family to eat good food, spend all that good quality time. And it goes so fast. So I do think it's just really important to make sure that, you're setting aside a little bit of special time each and every single day so that you can have those quiet moments, a little bit of stillness, making sure that you are doing something special just for yourself. And that's why I love how much Advents have taken off. I know that, traditionally Advents have a very Christian background, of counting down to Christmas. But I love how Advents can be used to count down, whether it's to the year or just whatever you need it to count down. It's just a little treasure that you get to open each and every single day. So that is me leading into what Advents do I have this year that I'm going to start opening on December 1st, which I believe is Monday. I believe it's Monday. Yeah, I said it before. Today is Thanksgiving that I'm filming, so it's Thursday, and I'm pretty sure that December 1st is Monday. So after the end of last year wrapped up, I really kind of examined the Advents that I had and which ones did I really enjoy opening. Like, which ones were the ones that, like, I just really looked forward to, and which ones were the ones that, they were great. But I don't know. They just, I don't need as many Advents as I had last year, is I guess what I'm trying to say. So, if I could pick one, what would it be? And my absolute favorite one, hands down, was I did a puzzle Advent last year. I know the yarn dyer, the knitter, the spinner is saying the puzzle Advent. But I can't tell you how wonderful doing, so the puzzle Advent that I had last year, they were just these teeny tiny little puzzles, like little 50-piece puzzles, but they were small. And each of the puzzles kind of came together to make one giant picture. And they took between 5 and 15 minutes, depending on how tired I was, to put together. And I don't know, there was just something so wonderful about this little tiny snack of a project every single day. And I looked forward to putting together my puzzle every day. Every day. I was like, I'm going to do my puzzle. I can't wait to do my puzzle. So, of course, as soon as the puzzle Advent went on sale, I absolutely ordered it because, like I said, this one, I just got so much enjoyment from this. So this is the puzzle that I got this from Uncommon Goods, the website. Not sponsored, not affiliated, anything. I just honestly, wholeheartedly, absolutely loved this. So if you're somebody who just loves a good puzzle, loved it. So I'm really excited about this. So it's 24 little 50-piece puzzles. And so I'm really excited to every single day I get to put together a little puzzle. So super excited for that. I have a lot of boxes. But I should say I have a lot of boxes, but I feel like I wanted something that was a little bit more than just opening something small each and every day. I wanted more kind of intentional, treat yourself kind of gifts. So I opted to not do so much of the opening something small every single day. I did do one advent that's opening something small every day that is craft related. And that one I'm super excited about because I actually wanted this one last year and I didn't get it in time. It sold out. This is the Stitch Marker Advent Calendar, and it's by Firefly Notes. I love their stitch markers. I've been selling Firefly Note stitch markers and their Notions tins. I've been selling these in my shop for a couple years now. They're just beautiful. They're just absolutely beautiful. Their stitch markers are usually animals or plants, or, you know, they're just very whimsical. They're very well designed. I got a snoring puppy. I don't know if the microphone's going to pick it up. He's snoring very loudly. Way too much turkey. But they're beautiful. They're all glossy resin finished, as I'm reading the back here. But they're just designed really well. They just look so high end. Yeah, and they're very special. So I've always been so impressed with what Firefly Notes does. And so like I said, I missed out on their advents last year. I wanted to actually carry them in my shop last year. And I was busy when they put out the pre-order for shops to carry their advents, and I missed it. And so made sure I did not miss it this year. And so I did actually carry these in my shop, but I bought one for myself. So I'm very, very excited. And it's only 12 days, which is perfect. So I think it is 11 stitch markers, and I'm pretty sure that one of these is a tin to keep it in. I'm pretty sure it said that on the back. But super excited for that. So probably what I'm going to do, I haven't decided if I'm going to do like starting it on like middle of the month and open it down to Christmas, or I might do like an open it every other day, because then I can kind of carry it throughout the whole month of December. I really like the idea of just doing it every other day. So this one and the puzzle are like my true kind of advents. The puzzle is, you know, something you put together, but this is probably my one where there's like a gift every single day. The other advent that I just was absolutely obsessed with, and again, because I think it's very much like the puzzle, where every single day you're doing something more so than just getting a trinket or something that, you know, well, it's fun to have. You're like, okay, now I have to store this somewhere or figure out what to do with it. Was the Woolens and Nosh sock advent. So this was one that I did last year as well. So what this one is it is a self-striping sock advent. So absolutely adorable little bag. And last year's came in another equally adorable little tote that is just such a perfect size little sock project bag. And I haven't peeked. I've not opened it. But there are two 50-gram cakes that are ready to go that are inside of here. And you can see the strings are hanging out. And the idea is that you knit a pair of socks, and every single day you just knit one stripe's worth of your sock. So you get to see a different color every single day. So you have no idea what colors these are going to be. And every single day it is a different color. So there should be 24 individual colors in this self-striping sock set. And I just thought that was just so cool. And it was so much fun to do, again, to just making sure that I'm setting aside that 15 minutes to just knit a couple rows on a sock. Usually I would do my puzzle in the morning, and it was such a nice thing to do while I'm sipping my coffee and I'm waking up and I'm starting my day. And I would usually end the day with doing some rows on my socks. And it was the best, absolutely the best. So it does come with some mini skeins for your heels and your toes. And so I want to be ready to go on Monday. So I'm hopefully going to start my toes. I'm going to do these toe up. I did toe up last time as well. So I'm going to do these toe up, and so I want to get these started. Probably tomorrow I'll start the toes. I did toe up last year, and I'm glad that I did that, and so I'm going to do it again, because in that way I don't have to worry about, like, I can just knit until I'm basically out of yarn. Because the only part I have to make sure that I'm measuring is when to put in the heel. But in terms of the leg of the sock, I can just keep knitting, knitting, knitting until I'm out of yarn, as opposed to if you start at the leg, you have to figure out, you have to hope that you don't run out of yarn before you get to the toe, while still hoping you get to use all the yarn. I hope that makes sense. So I'm very excited about that as well. So that's going to be really special. So, oh, and it came with I think a sticker. It's really cool. So the other thing that's in here, and you might be thinking, hey, that looks like a yarn advent, and you said you didn't do any other gifty advents. This is a yarn advent, but this is not new. This is the advent that I actually already opened last year. So this is the mini skein yarn advent from Spun Right Round. This is the cute little postcard that came with it. And so I already opened this last year, and I never used it. It just, I actually did pick out a project, and my intention was to work on that project in January. And, you know, life is life. I got busy. I just was doing other projects, doing all the other things. I took a trip, and I never started it. And here we are. It's the eve of December, and I have still not used any of the mini skeins in this advent. So about a month ago, as I was thinking, like, am I really not going to do a yarn advent? It just feels weird to not open yarn. You know, I'm a yarn dyer, and like, I want a little yarn gift. It's for no other reason than just to open yarn. But it just felt also wrong to just open it for the sake of opening when I haven't even used this. So what I did, obviously you can tell I just repackaged it, spoiler, but I didn't just repackage it. So I actually picked a project. It's a shawl. I should have written it down so I could tell you what shawl it is. But I guess when I start day one, I did pick a shawl, and I laid everything out, and I put them in the order that I thought would be perfect for me to do the shawl. Is it the Lame? I see it's an Amba O'Brien shawl, but it's one that's made for Advent. So it's one where, you know, you just do like a stripe, and it's beautiful. There's 24 different stripes. Like, it's one that's made for Advents. And there is a solid color, which I'm going to use one of my new colors. So this is a new color that is not listed in the shop yet because I need to actually dye it. I've only done my test batch. But this is called Coffee Shop. I love it so much. It's just dark blues, dark browns. It's really good. It's just got a lot of warmth in it. So this is going to be the solid color for the main color of the shawl, and then the minis for each stripe. So I laid everything out. I chose what order I would want to knit these in. I basically put them in like a fade and repackaged them up. So this way I do get to open a little mini each day. And the idea is that I would then knit a little bit of the shawl each day. I don't know if that's going to happen between my puzzle and my sock. I have no expectations that I'm actually going to keep up with knitting this shawl. But you never know, because when I think back to last year, I did 2 yarn advents last year, and one of them was a blanket. So they were DK weight skeins. And I opened up yarn every other day, and I knit a section of a blanket. And I love that. Or it wasn't a blanket, it was like a shawl. It's like a giant rectangle. So it's meant to be a shawl, but it's kind of a lap blanket. I literally took it to work. It's in my office at work, and I use it as a lap blanket under when I sit at my desk because it's freezing. It's perfect. It's beautiful. It's perfect. So I did finish that by the end of the year. So maybe I can, if I consistently work on this shawl, maybe I can have a shawl, but there's no expectations here. It's all about having fun. Anyway, so I'm really excited that instead of just purchasing a new Advent and letting this sit and stash for forever and ever, I'm really going to try to use this. And I get to open it all over. And I have to tell you, like, even though I've seen it, like, you wrap it all up and you put it away, I don't even remember what these look like. As crazy as that sounds, I literally just don't remember what they look like. I don't. So I don't know what that says about me, but it's going to be a surprise. So that's it for my yarn. Actually, it's not. Okay. So everything else is more of a treat yourself kind of gift. So I have two things here. And it looks like a lot, but it is a lot, but we'll get into it. So the first thing here that I'm opening, this is the, let me put this down. This is the Winter Solstice box by Junction Fiber Mill. Junction Fiber Mill is a mill that is in Vermont. They also have their own podcast, great podcast on YouTube. I highly recommend watching it. And they're doing great things. And usually for Thanksgiving, I am in Vermont for Thanksgiving. Yeah, and so did not go there this year, obviously. I'm home. And so I saw earlier this year that they were doing a winter solstice box, and it was going to be filled, of course, with yarn, but some Vermont goodies. And I was really excited for it because I'm usually in Vermont for Thanksgiving, and going to the country store and, you know, getting all the Vermont goodies. And because this year I'm not going to be doing that, I thought this was a very nice way to have the goodies come to me. So this isn't an Advent, but it's just a gift box to me. And I thought it would just be nice that, you know, each day I could kind of dig through here and, you know, enjoy the goodies, you know, instead of opening something each day and maybe I didn't want the snack or whatever, that I can just kind of consume the box at my leisure all through December. So let's do a little unboxing. I'm really excited. All right, so there's a fun postcard. Oh, it smells really good. Lots of floof. We'll put that there. Try to not get it in my calendar, my, sometimes I really can't speak. I have a candle. Prefer to not burn the house down. Oh my gosh, it smells so good. Okay, so we have some postcards. I bet these are hand stamped. These are really nice. So they've got like some sheep grazing in a pasture. Really nice. They'll probably, bet they say on the back who they're from. Let's peek. Emma Percy, eco artist and herbalist. EmmaPercy.com. Really cute. nice for my correspondence. Then we have some Douglas Sweets Scottish shortbreads from the Vermont Bakery. Definitely be eating those. Some Botanic Buzz hand cream. This is really good, and I could definitely use this. So dry. We've got a Field Notes memo book. Oh, it's got the grids, the squares, which I love. So it's got Junction Fiber Mills on the back. I think this is what I'm smelling. Oh, it smells so good. So these are elegantly scented tapers. Solid colored, solid scented. I'll definitely be putting these on my table. So they're, okay, I had to do a quick little battery change there. But, yeah. So these scented candles are so good. I can't even like describe what they smell like. It's like kind of piney. I'm trying to see if it like says what the scent is. It's really good. So these are from Mole Hollow Candles. That's in Shelburne Falls, Massachusetts. So I'm like, it's kind of funny how I'm like so excited about these candles. But then of course we've got some yarn. So this is Junction Fiber Mills yarn that they mill. So this is Making Tracks Light. Looks like this is their Roots Light in silver. We got 2 skeins. And this is Stained Glass. So here's the 3. I don't remember if there was like a pattern suggestion or not. And I just say that, because it came with, 2 solid colors and 1 of the variegated. So it just makes me think that there was like an intention for a pattern suggestion, but I don't remember. But either way, doesn't say on the postcard. Either way, that is fine because I will definitely be finding a use for these for sure. And the goal is to find something for these in December. So I would like to use them. Yeah, so I just really liked that. Like I said, when I saw that this box, when this came up for sale, I just thought for me this would just be a lot more special than just doing like an advent, because it has all of the Vermont like snacks, and can't wait to try this hand lotion. And yeah, it just has some of the stuff that I would normally have partaken and enjoyed. Ooh, bergamot, lavender, and neroli. To try this. Smells good. Oopsies. Oh, that's nice. See, oh, just so nice. Yeah. So I liked how it just has like a few nice bigger things. And I'm just going to use them all season long. So that's really nice. So I'm going to keep this kind of with everything, because I've got my lotions, my candles, and then I would like to find a project for this. I'll probably go back to the listing just to see if there was a suggested project, but if not, I'll definitely find something. I'm probably thinking like a fun cowl or whatnot. So that's that. So I'm so excited. I'm so excited for Vlogmas. So officially, Vlogmas starts in December. Like usual, I have no idea how to end any of these videos. I just kind of go quiet and stop talking. But I really hope that you join me for Vlogmas again this year. I'm going to have so much fun. There's just going to be just a lot of time to relax. And I really hope that you use the time to unwind and relax a little bit. Take the time for yourself, set it aside for a little bit of quiet time for you. And we can work on our projects together because I am definitely really excited to jump in to my daily puzzle, my daily sock. And I got that whole pile of yarn too that I definitely want to dive into some new projects as well. And I've got the shawl. Oh my gosh, I've got so much making to do, and it's just, it's going to be so great. It's going to be a great December. So I will see you soon in the next episode, which will be the first official Vlogmas episode. So until then, bye-bye.